loves, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Faith, and today guys I'll be checking out just how big is the US military. And you guys, I'm super excited to find out how big the US military is. And if you are excited for this kind of video, give it a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And without much ado, let's find out how big the US military is.
Just how big is the U.S. military? The U.S. military machine is a fearful and gargantuan beast. Last year, the U.S. spent 37% of the entire global defense expenditures, worth $688.02 billion on its military.
37%.
The White House's annual spend is the equivalent of the next 7 biggest defense spenders: China, Saudi Arabia, UK, India, France, and Japan added together. America doesn't just have some of the most advanced weaponry at its disposal. It has about 800 military bases outside the United States, and it swells the annual budget. The U.S. Air Force, the U.S. Navy, and the U.S. Marine Corps combined are considered the world's most powerful military. To better understand just how big the American military is, let's take a look at the military power that the U.S. President has at his command. U.S. Air Force. The United States Air Force, USAF, is the air service branch of the United States Armed Forces. It's one of the 8 U.S. uniformed services initially formed as a part of the United States Army on August 1, 1907. The U.S. Air Force will pound enemies with devastating consequences for weeks before a ground invasion begins. No expense has been spared assembling a frightening array of planes designed to win air superiority, rapidly respond anywhere on the globe, conduct surveillance, and build intelligence. As of 2017, the Air Force had more than 5,300 aircraft, 406 nuclear-capable intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBMs, and 170 military satellites. Drones have also recently become a recent deadly item of military hardware to call on. 3 types of long-range and stealth bombers totaling 152 planes can take to the air and drop nuclear bombs and conventional weapons. The Air Force has 74 B-52H Stratofortress bombers capable of carrying 32,000 kilograms of weaponry, 59 B-1B Lancers, and 19 B-2A Spirits. The jewels in the U.S. Air Force crown are 1,442 blisteringly fast fighter jets, including the F-16C, F-15E, F-15C, F-22A, and F-35A, all armed with high-powered cannons and missiles. All the hardware and tech is flown, operated, and supported by 321,444 active-duty airmen, 141,000 civilian personnel, 69,000 reservists, and more than 100,000 in the Air National Guard. U.S. Navy. The United States Navy is the maritime service branch of the United States Armed Forces and one of the 8 uniformed services of the United States. The U.S. understands the importance of dominating the seas and have assembled a formidable navy. There are 336,978 sailors on active duty and 101,583 in reserve. America has 11 active aircraft carriers to patrol the world's oceans, with 2 more in production. Its nuclear-powered aircraft carriers have an almost unlimited range. A single aircraft carrier transporting fighter jets and bombers is typically supported by 3 destroyers or cruisers, a frigate, and 2 attack submarines. The U.S. Navy has 68 modern destroyers capable of countering threats on and below the water and from the air. More than 50 submarines, many capable of silently launching Trident nuclear missile strikes hidden from view, can sail into battle with 22 frigates and 15 corvette vessels. Many U.S. ships can launch the feared BGM-109 Tomahawk missiles with Harpoon missiles and Sidewinders, also well-known weapons in the U.S. Navy quiver. The Navy's other nuclear weapon is the air-deployed B-61 nuclear bomb, a thermonuclear device that can be dropped by the FA-18 Hornet and Super Hornet. Naval aircraft can drop all kinds of smart and cluster bombs on the enemy. In total, U.S. naval assets total 415. The Navy is bolstered with more than 3,600 aircraft and 50,000 non-combat vehicles. U.S. Army. The United States Army is the land service branch of the United States Armed Forces. It's one of the 8 U.S. uniformed services and is designated as the Army of the United States in the U.S. Constitution. There are more than 1 million active duty U.S. soldiers comprising 476,000 regular troops, a 343,000 strong National Guard, and U.S. Army Reserves totaling 199,000 soldiers.
Wow, that's a lot.
The U.S. has 62,000 combat tanks to support its soldiers, a significant number, but less than Russia and China. It has 39,200 armored vehicles, which include armored personnel carriers, APCs, and infantry fighting vehicles, IFVs. The U.S. Army can shell its enemies with 1,050 vehicles with mounted rockets and 864 towable artillery cannons and deadly field guns. U.S. Marine Corps. The United States Marine Corps, USMC, also referred to as the United States Marines, is the Maritime Land Force Service branch of the United States Armed Forces, responsible for conducting expeditionary and amphibious operations with the U.S. Navy, Army, and Air Force. As of 2017, there are 186,000 active duty Marines and some 38,500 in reserve, making it the smallest U.S. military service. In line with its agile operational remit, the Marines have an array of weaponry at their disposal, including almost 20,000 armored carriers and trucks, 400 M1 Abrams tanks, and 1,300 amphibious assault vehicles. From the air, the Marines can unleash 168 FA-18 Hornets and hundreds of F-35 Lightning II and AV-8 Harrier jets. The Marines can call on around 150 AH-1 Cobra gunships, dozens of Hercules aircraft to move troops, and the support of unmanned drones.
You guys, that was such a beautiful one. I keep getting surprised each time they mention their weapons. One thing I love about the US is that they put a lot of money into their military gadgets, and I can tell you that there is no country in this world that can stand the US military so far that I know of. This is such a beautiful one. I love how sleek and sophisticated their weapons are. Oh my gosh, they actually look so beautiful. Even though they are weapons of destruction, they look so sleek and wow. And I love the drones so much. They look so modern, so sleek, but yet so dangerous. This is so beautiful. I love this kind of videos about the US military, about the US history. These are the kind of videos that just intrigues me so much. And you guys, if you have any suggestion on any of this video that you want me to react to, drop it in the comment section down below. And this is me officially signing out. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.